following LA's busiest interior designer for 24 hours. She has $43,000 worth of fabric samples sitting in her trunk right now, 3 clients threatening to fire her in the group chat, and exactly 11 minutes to fix a kitchen island that arrived the wrong color before her 9 a.m. walkthrough. This is what nobody shows you about being a top interior designer in Los Angeles in 2026. And by the end of this video you will understand why half the designers who start this career quit within 18 months, and why the ones who survive end up richer than most doctors. Stick around because the 6am call I'm about to show you changes everything you think you know about this job. Before we get into her morning chaos, if you are into real behind-the-scenes looks at careers that actually pay well right now, hit subscribe because we are shadowing a different high-income professional every single week this year. The 6 a.m. call nobody warns you about. Her name is Camille, and she runs a boutique residential design studio out of Culver City. Her phone rings at 5:52 a.m. Not a text. It is a contractor on a Brentwood job telling her the marble that was supposed to be installed today got damaged in transit. Camille does not panic. She grabs a legal pad that is already sitting on her nightstand, because she told me last week that nightstand notepads are non-negotiable in this business, and she starts problem solving before she has even brushed her teeth. By 6:10 she has 3 backup slabs pulled up on her phone from a supplier in downtown LA, and a text sent to her client that reads calm, controlled, already handled. This is the first lesson of the day. Interior design at this level is 10% taste and 90% crisis management. If you think this job is about picking pretty pillows, you are about to get a serious reality check. Why every client thinks they are the only client. By 8 a.m. Camille is juggling 4 active projects. A Pacific Palisades rebuild for a family that lost their home in the fires, and is rebuilding with a heavy focus on fire-resistant materials and defensible landscaping integration. A Silver Lake mid-century flip for a young couple who found her through Instagram. A Malibu guest house for a client she has worked with for 6 years. And a Hollywood Hills condo for a first-time buyer with a budget that keeps shrinking by the week. Each client believes, understandably, that they are her top priority. Camille's actual secret is a color-coded project management board that syncs to her phone, her assistant's phone, and her lead contractor's tablet, updated in real time. In 2026, the designers surviving in this market are not necessarily the most talented ones. They are the ones who have systemized chaos into something that looks effortless from the outside. The showroom scene that will shock you. At 9:45 we walk into a lighting showroom in West Hollywood, and this is where the myth of glamorous shopping trips completely falls apart. Camille has exactly 22 minutes here. She does not browse. She walks in with a list already narrowed to 4 fixtures based on photos she reviewed the night before, negotiates trade pricing with a rep in real time, and is back in her car by 10:07. I ask her how much this one fixture costs, and she tells me the client's entire lighting budget for the great room is $18,000, and this single chandelier alone will eat $9,000 of it. The margins in residential design in Los Angeles right now are wild. Luxury clients are not blinking at these numbers. But Camille tells me the middle of the market has gotten brutally competitive because so many new designers entered the field after seeing this exact kind of content online. The part of this job they do not show on Instagram. Around noon we sit in her car outside a job site, and she opens her laptop to handle what she calls the invisible half of the job. Vendor invoices. A change order dispute with a client who wants to swap a sofa after it has already been ordered. An insurance certificate request from a general contractor. This is the unglamorous engine room of the entire business, and it is where I watch her mood shift the most. She tells me flatly that the design part of her day is maybe 2 hours, the rest is logistics, emails, and what she calls adult babysitting, managing expectations of people who are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars and are terrified of making the wrong choice. If you are someone who thinks this career means mood boards and champagne, this is the moment that should make you pause. The site visit that tests every skill she has. At 1:30 we arrive at the Palisades rebuild, and the general contractor meets us with a problem. The fire-rated windows that were specified are back-ordered until late 2026 because demand across the region has not slowed down since the rebuilding surge began. Camille has to pivot in real time, calling 2 other suppliers while standing in a half-framed living room, staying warm and reassuring with a client who has just walked up unannounced, clearly emotional about being back on the property where her old home once stood. This is the moment that hit me the hardest filming this whole day. Camille is not just choosing finishes here. She is helping a family rebuild not just a house but a sense of safety. And she tells me afterward that this specific project has changed how she thinks about her entire career. The money conversation most designers are afraid to have. Back in the car, I finally ask her the question everyone watching this once answered. What does she actually make? She laughs and says it depends entirely on the year and the mix of projects, but a well-run boutique studio in a market like Los Angeles can bring in between $400,000 over $1 million annually in revenue, depending on how many full-scope projects are running simultaneously and whether she is working on a flat design fee, a percentage of the total project cost, or a cost-plus markup model. She tells me most new designers undercharge dramatically out of fear, and the single biggest jump in her income came the year she stopped charging hourly and started charging based on the actual value and scope of the project. This is a lesson that applies far beyond interior design, honestly. The afternoon crash nobody talks about. By 3 p.m. the exhaustion is visible. She has been on her feet or in her car for 9 hours straight, and she still has a client presentation to prep for tomorrow morning. A full concept board for the Silver Lake flip that needs to be finalized tonight. This is the point in the day most people quietly give up on this career. Camille tells me the burnout rate among new interior designers is brutal. Most people picture the Pinterest boards and completely underestimate the physical toll of being on job sites in heels, driving across a sprawling city for hours a day, and holding emotional space for stressed-out clients on top of doing the actual creative work. She says the designers who last are the ones who build real systems and real teams instead of trying to do everything themselves. The final walkthrough that makes it all worth it. At 5 p.m. we end the day at a completed project. A Mar Vista bungalow renovation she finished 2 weeks ago, because the clients invited her back for dinner to celebrate. Watching her walk through those rooms, the same person who was in crisis mode over broken marble at 6 a.m., is a completely different energy. She is proud, relaxed, genuinely emotional watching this family use the space she built for them. She tells me this is the actual reason she does this job, not the money, not the Instagram followers, but this exact 15 minutes at the end of a brutal project where you get to watch someone's life feel better inside a room you designed. What this day actually taught me. If you are considering this career in 2026, here is the honest truth Camille wanted me to pass along. The Los Angeles design market right now is more competitive and more emotionally demanding than it has ever been, largely because of the ongoing rebuilding wave across the region, but it is also more lucrative for the designers who treat it like a real business rather than a creative hobby. It requires logistic skills, financial negotiation skills, and a strange kind of emotional therapy skill that nobody teaches in design school. If you made it this far in the video, you now understand something about this profession that most people scrolling Pinterest never will. If you want to see me shadow a luxury home stager next, someone who transforms these same kinds of homes for resale in under 48 hours, let me know in the comments and subscribe so you do not miss it.